drive your car over their retaining wall, your truck, and hang it up. You got an unregistered Sig Sauer in your damn pocket, 2 magazines, the thing's loaded, there's a round in the chamber. You have a CPL, but this gun isn't registered. You get out of the truck, walk around their house, looking in the windows, banging on the door. You stepped on the plexiglass cover over a basement egress window and fell into it because you were standing on it looking in the windows of the house.
This isn't just a DUI. This is a loaded gun, a random house, and a man who thinks he knows people who've never met him. A veteran, a 0.228 BAC, and a judge already calling it scary stuff. The real question? Is this a cry for help or a disaster waiting to happen?
This is Alexander Conley, which is another terrible set of facts. File number is 251229SD. This is the one that didn't have a driving record in it. I think Daniel did this. Let's see where Daniel is. Somebody get a hold of Daniel and tell him to log in here. I think he's working remotely because his office is flooded. Anyway, file number is 251229. Defendant is charged with operating with a high blood alcohol level. He had pled guilty to operating while intoxicated and possession of a firearm while under the influence. He's here with his lawyer, Mr. Tim George. Also present is Abigail Stoll from the prosecutor's office. She has a bit of a conflict in this case. The complainants in this case are her aunt and uncle.
Dan is out today. Peter says that.
All right, everything's in the file. I hope. All right. Mr. George, what would you like me to know?
Thank you, Your Honor. Again, this is a situation where facts are they're not great and they're just unusual. But I think Dan does provide some context to the court about some of the things that my client has gone through. As the court knows, my client is a veteran, has been plugged into VA services in the past. And I just asked him if he had been plugged into anything recently. And he said no. So I think with the recommendation, it would allow some supervision, which I do think is appropriate, just to make sure that Mr. Conley is doing what he needs to do. But he does have the ability to plug into things that, the rest of us that haven't served aren't able to. And a lot of times they're able to get more specific treatment for the issues that they're dealing with. There's a lot of, things that individuals that have served in the military bring back just as part of their service. And I think that specific treatment would be beneficial for him. Overall, Your Honor, obviously this is a situation that I know Mr. Conley would like to take back if he could, but he can't. And he just needs to, come in front of the court. And I think he's prepared to take whatever this court is willing to give for a sentence. So we'd ask the court to adopt Mr. Frazine's recommendation. We think that it's appropriate. Thank you.
He's not here to address it further. Ms. Stoll, what's your position here?
Thank you, Your Honor. I agree that the facts in this case are bad. They're pretty strange. The defendant showed up at the witness's house very intoxicated. His BAC was a .228. He had a loaded gun in his truck. There was a round in the chamber. He'd also cut himself on some glass that was covering the basement egress window. So who knows what he was doing around their house. They say that they don't know him, that he's shown up at their house a few times, but I would recommend at least 10 days in jail, as well as some probation. It's clear that he has some mental health issues and some alcohol abuse issues.
Mr. I talked about the vagaries of randomness. The first lady, I don't know if you were here yet, she got her face smashed through a plate glass window by a man with mental health problems. It was improperly released from the jail. Second guy almost hit and killed a truck driver who just happened to be driving down 131 northbound on a Tuesday in October. These people live out in the country on Custer Road, and for reasons I don't understand, you believe you know them. And this is scary stuff. The wrong house, you'd have got shot. You show up at their house drunk, drive your car over their retaining wall, your truck, and hang it up. You got an unregistered Sig Sauer in your damn pocket, 2 magazines, the thing's loaded, there's a round in the chamber. You have a CPL, but this gun isn't registered. You get out of the truck, walk around their house, looking in the windows, banging on the door. You stepped on the plexiglass cover over a basement egress window and fell into it because you were standing on it looking in the windows of the house. These people are terrified. You were there on Mother's Day. You were there on Father's Day. This was June 26th. I'm disappointed, and you were a 228. That you haven't recently sought any veteran treatment. You, I think, had been in
I was told that I can't seek inpatient treatment until all cases are dropped, or not dropped, but handled.
completed.
Yeah.
Are you still seeing Lisa?
I've seen her twice. I haven't seen her since. My probation officer has recommended to me that I start seeing her again.
You got, quote unquote, your drinking under control. No, you don't. I don't know what you were doing with this gun. And
I just, like you said, I have a CPL. I just standard was carried every day.
but you're not
It shouldn't
supposed to
have been.
carry it when you have a 228 blood alcohol level. Also, it isn't registered. I don't know where it came from.
I bought it. I just didn't register it with the county. Bought it from the store.
All right. What do you want me to know?
As just mentioned, I do, I 100% service connected permanent total for TBI with that delusions.
How did you get your brain injury?
Head wound,
From what?
football.
All right. That was in high school?
No, in the Marine Corps.
All right. So you were in the Marine Corps and you were injured in a football game.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
What else?
Well, you were telling me about what's going on in your life.
Part of the service connected disabilities is delusions. So, I think that's probably what's more happening here. And I have gotten my drinking under control since, but I few lapses just after the incident, but I have since gotten it under control. And drinking didn't help, that's for sure.
Have you worked since you got out of the service?
No, sir. Just school.
What kind of school?
I've attended a couple different schools, unable to maintain and stick it through. So I just stopped trying. Was just building up education debt through the VA.
Do you get a medical disability payment?
I do. 100% permanent total.
From the military?
Yeah.
What happened to your truck?
It got impounded.
How much it cost you to get it out?
500.
Was it broken?
No, sir.
Now, this wasn't the first time you'd been to these people's house. Are you over this delusion that you somehow know these people?
I am, sir. Yeah, I was, like I said, I was drinking and that really induced the problem far worse.
Charge of possession of a firearm while intoxicated. An order 1 day jail credit, 1 day. Who do you live with?
By myself, sir.
Do you have any pets?
I have a cat.
Fine on that one is 0. Firearm and magazines are forfeited. Law requires that. State police will destroy that gun. All right, on the other charge, there's a $300 fine, a $75 crime victim's rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, $100 screening fee, attorney fee of $150, $480 probation oversight fee, $200 reimbursement to the sheriff's department. He didn't recommend the victim impact panel. I'm going to order 10 days jail. Credit 1, giving 9 days to serve. Of the 9 days, 5 are deferred. You got 2 weekends to do in jail. Scaring the hell out of these people. I know people that would have shot you. In the victim impact panel. It's $32. No drugs and no alcohol. Participate in treatment, including VA. You don't have your drinking under control. You don't just turn it on and off like a switch. You've got a traumatic brain injury, which affects your judgment and cognition. You don't say, well, I got under control. I'm holding my breath. I have to breathe again, and then I drink again. And when you do drink, it's a binge. You'd have no contact with the stoles. Or you'll end up doing 93 days in jail. No drugs, no alcohol, substance abuse counseling and treatment is directed. Participate in treatment with the VA, including VA, and sign a release. The victim impact panel. I didn't add all that up. Let's try that. 300 plus 125 plus 100 plus 150 attorney fee plus 480 probation oversight fee, $200 police reimbursement, and a $32 cost of the victim impact panel, which is $1,387. Drinking, driving is expensive. I think we got $500 of bond in here also. It's a $5,000 bond, so $450 of it can be applied to fine and costs. You owe $937 in 1 year. Theoretically, they could have the discretion to discharge you after 6 months. Daniel, our probation agent, isn't here. said he was sick, but I'm gonna send you out to the counter. He's gonna schedule when you're gonna do those jail days. I thought about just doing it right now, but you got things going on and I'm gonna do a supervised probation. I put the other gentleman in right now because I'm not gonna put him on probation. Plus he almost killed somebody. All right, I'm serious. If you go back to the Stoll's house, I'm gonna violate your probation and just lock you up. Leave those people alone. They don't have anything to do with you. You're working on your other issues. And I'd like to think we can get your substance abuse problem under control, but it ain't gonna be by not doing anything about it. So you go out with the court officer and probation clerks out of the front counter will hopefully give you some advice on what to do next.
The judge walks a tight line here: punishment, but also structure. Jail time, probation, treatment. Because this isn't just about what happened, it's about what could happen next. The warning is clear: fix it or lose your freedom. So what do you think? Fair sentence, or too lenient for how dangerous this got? Comment below, hit like, and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns.